It is my holy pleasure to come to you again, my listening friend. I sincerely hope that God has kept you well and your family since the last time we met via this audio. In Genesis chapter 1, we have an account of what God created on what day. From day 1 to day 6, day 1, light. Day 2, the firmament. Day 3, the separation of water from dry land and vegetation. Day 4, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Day 5, fish and birds. Day 6, land animals and humanity. Verse 26 of Genesis 1 tells us, "And God said, Let us make man in our image after our likeness." We are introduced to the character God required of Adam and Eve and of all mankind, because it was God's desire that their seed, their descendants, would of course reflect the same image. The character God required of Adam had nothing to do with everything that surrounded him. He wasn't made in the image of the sun, the moon, the stars, the trees, the fish, the birds, vegetation, nothing of the sort. His character was to transcend creation. Adam was to live, express the very character of God. Who he was had nothing to do, really, with where he was. Adam's character was of a heavenly origin, even though he was placed on the earth as his home. What I'm trying to tell you, my dear friend, is that while you and I are on this earth, we are to live a godly, express a godly character, live a godly life. Our circumstances should not determine our character. God determines our character. Our possessions should not determine our character. Righteousness determines our character. Let us make man in our image. I say again, what God required of Adam by way of character was to transcend creation. Adam was a part of creation, yes, but his character was to rise above that. We are introduced first to the character God required of Adam and Eve and mankind. Then we learn in chapter 2 verse 7, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." Now we're told the substance from which he was made, the dust of the ground. The material from which he was made, the dust of the ground. Character is not material. It is real, but it has nothing to do with three-dimensional substances. My point is, who you are must rise above what you have. Who I am must transcend the circumstances into which I was born. Do I have a big house? Do I have a small house? Do I have 5 cars? What do I possess? Am I very rich? Am I poor? None of these things should determine character. Character is determined from above. Let us make man in our own image. My dear friend, as you keep the Sabbath holy, as you commemorate the creation, and as you honor the Creator, remember, in the week of creation, God presented us with information regarding the character of Adam first. Then we're informed the substance from which he was made. Material things should not determine who you are. Christ should determine who you are. God bless you. Doubly bless your children, and happy Sabbath.